Hey, Steelers fans, let's dive straight into the latest from Pittsburgh, because the energy at practice lately has been something else. The sun was blazing down on the field during the latest session with the Buccaneers, and you could feel it not just on the turf but in the players' intensity. Tensions flared just a little, nothing out of hand, but it's clear that every player is pushing hard, testing limits, and trying to find that edge that can make a difference once the season really kicks in. There's a way to watch this team and feel confident about nearly every aspect of it while still knowing there's room to grow, and that's exactly where the Steelers are right now. Defensively, there were moments that highlighted both strengths and vulnerabilities. Baker Mayfield found gaps in the secondary and was able to connect with Mike Evans in various spots, over the middle, down the sidelines, showing that there are still adjustments to be made. The defensive unit isn't in crisis mode by any means, but every session exposes something, and that's valuable. It's a reminder that even when you feel good about your team, there's no room for complacency. Every player knows that, every coach knows that, and fans should know it too. Now, let's talk offense, because that's where my attention naturally goes. The passing game continues to impress. Players have been consistent and confident, and it's clear that Aaron Rodgers is taking full advantage of the weapons at his disposal. The rhythm that has developed since the very first day at training camp is still present. Timing, route precision, quarterback reads, it's all coming together. When you see the connection between Rodgers and his receivers, you get that sense of continuity, of trust, and of potential. The offensive line is shaping up to give him the protection he needs, though, as always, there are moments of chaos when the second-team players rotate in, testing depth and chemistry. The running game, however, remains a work in progress. Caleb Johnson, a rookie stepping into the NFL spotlight for the first time, is still finding his footing. His hesitations, the occasional missteps in direction, and his moments of uncertainty are all typical of someone learning the pace and intensity of professional football. Mike Tomlin's comments before practice about wanting Johnson to get more comfortable weren't criticism. They were a challenge, a way to push him to trust his instincts and focus on execution without overthinking. Johnson himself has acknowledged the pressure, sharing that in his past experiences, he always held himself to perfection. But the NFL is different. Mistakes happen, and resilience is key. Every practice, every snap, is an opportunity to grow, and Johnson is clearly absorbing that lesson. Meanwhile, Jaylen Warren continues to shine as the team's #1 running back. His confidence and consistency are evident in every drill. Kenny Gainwell, slated as the #2 running back, is also showing promise. His visibility in training and his ability to execute when called upon make him a reliable secondary option. So even though Johnson's rookie moments draw attention, the depth at running back remains solid. The Steelers have pieces in place to maintain balance between experience and youth, which is critical for a successful season. The approach is cautious but optimistic. Johnson will improve with reps, while Warren and Gainwell provide stability and production immediately. The interplay between rookie learning curves and established players' performance makes practices fascinating to watch. Johnson's development is mirrored by the confidence of the veterans around him. Warren, for instance, exudes a quiet leadership, performing consistently and setting a standard for others. Watching him navigate one-on-one drills and respond to challenges is a reminder that the running game can thrive even when rookies are still finding their place. It's a blend of mentorship, opportunity, and raw talent, all converging in a high-pressure environment of an NFL training camp. Pass protection continues to be a critical focus. Johnson's struggles in this area are not unusual for a rookie back, but they're being addressed systematically. The offensive line, particularly in first-team sets, provides the structure needed, though once backups rotate in, mismatches and missed assignments highlight the learning opportunities. Every play is a teaching moment, and coaches are clearly using these sessions to refine skills, enhance decision-making, and reinforce technique. This meticulous attention to detail will pay dividends once the season begins in earnest. Observing the chemistry between Rodgers and his supporting cast offers a window into the potential of this offense. Players talk about confidence, about being all in, and that mindset is palpable. Even young players like Caleb Johnson are benefiting from that culture. The message is consistent. Trust your training, trust your teammates, and execute without hesitation. It's a philosophy that has underpinned many successful campaigns in the NFL, and the Steelers are laying the groundwork for it right now. One of the most compelling aspects of practice is seeing how players respond to challenges in real time. Johnson's growth isn't just about athletic skill. It's about mental adaptation, learning to navigate mistakes, and building resilience under scrutiny. Watching him rebound from errors, stay engaged, and continue to push himself speaks to his potential and the coaching staff's ability to nurture talent. Meanwhile, veterans like Rodgers and Warren provide models of consistency and professionalism, demonstrating what it takes to excel at the highest level. The interplay between individual effort and team cohesion is central to the Steelers' approach. Every drill, every rep is evaluated not just for execution, but for situational awareness, decision-making, and adaptability. The team is preparing for a season where split-second choices can define games, and the groundwork laid in these practices is vital. Observers can see both the immediate results and the long-term trajectory, players learning, adjusting, and growing into roles that will be tested under game conditions. Even beyond the offensive and defensive dynamics, the overall energy of the team is striking. Players are competitive, focused, and engaged, and there's a tangible sense of camaraderie. They push each other hard, challenge one another in drills, and maintain a level of intensity that mirrors real game pressure. It's in these moments that you see who is ready to step up and who will continue to develop, and it's fascinating to watch it unfold. Preseason games will provide the next layer of insight. While practice gives glimpses of potential, actual gameplay is where performance under stress is fully revealed. Caleb Johnson will have opportunities to demonstrate growth, and veterans will continue to assert leadership and consistency. The offensive line will be tested, the running backs evaluated, and the passing game further refined. Every snap will be a chance to measure preparation against real competition, and the Steelers are laying a foundation that prioritizes both learning and execution. The narrative of training camp is one of development, adaptation, and the small victories that compound into team growth. Each practice, each drill, each snap contributes to a larger picture. The Steelers' approach is measured, deliberate, and focused on both immediate performance and long-term potential. Every player, from rookies to seasoned veterans, has a role, and the interactions between these roles define the team's trajectory. As the Steelers move deeper into training camp, the tempo of practice has intensified. The coaches are dialing up both the mental and physical demands, emphasizing situational awareness and execution under pressure. Every rep is scrutinized, every mistake analyzed, and every success celebrated as a stepping stone toward consistency. Players are adapting to this environment in different ways. Veterans like Aaron Rodgers exude calm, controlling the pace with precision and reinforcing the importance of discipline and poise. His leadership isn't just vocal. It's evident in the way he approaches every throw, every read, and every interaction with teammates. Younger players, particularly those trying to establish themselves, absorb this approach, learning not only the technical aspects of their position, but the mindset required to succeed in the NFL. Caleb Johnson's development continues to be a focal point. The rookie's progression is measured, careful, and deliberate. Coaches emphasize patience, understanding that mastery of timing, reads, and pass protection takes repetitions that extend far beyond what can be accomplished in a single practice. Johnson is showing flashes of brilliance, quick cuts, vision through the line, and the ability to accelerate when openings present themselves. But he also encounters moments of hesitation that highlight the steep learning curve of professional football. These moments aren't failures. They're essential learning experiences that will define his trajectory. Jaylen Warren remains the stabilizing force in the running game. His consistency under pressure, coupled with a growing understanding of blocking schemes, allows the offense to maintain balance even as rookies adapt. Warren's approach is methodical yet aggressive. He studies defenses carefully anticipates gaps, and executes with a level of control that makes him a reliable cornerstone. In tandem with Kenny Gainwell, whose versatility and agility provide flexibility in play calling, the Steelers possess a running game capable of complementing their passing attack. Coaches can rotate players strategically without sacrificing performance, a luxury that enhances game planning and long-term depth. The offensive line has also been under the microscope. While first-team sets exhibit cohesion and timing, backup rotations reveal areas needing attention. Communication, hand placement, footwork, and awareness of blitz packages are all being drilled meticulously. Every practice session becomes a scenario for both technical refinement and mental conditioning. The coach's goal is clear: develop an offensive line that not only protects Rodgers, but also enables the running backs to operate efficiently. Every misstep is a chance to correct. Every successful execution a chance to reinforce confidence. Meanwhile, the defensive side of the ball is equally compelling. The Steelers' secondary is showing flashes of adaptability, particularly against high-paced passing drills. Coverage adjustments, anticipation of route combinations, and reaction speed are all being honed. Baker Mayfield's ability to exploit minor gaps in coverage demonstrates the challenges the defense faces, but also reinforces the necessity of preparation. Linebackers and defensive linemen are focused on gap discipline, tackling technique, and reading offensive setups. These elements are critical for building a defense that can respond dynamically, sustain pressure, and limit big plays over the course of a long season. Special teams, often overlooked by casual fans, are another area of intense focus. Punt and kick coverage, blocking schemes, and return strategies are practiced repeatedly. Players understand that special teams can be a decisive factor in tight games. Precision, timing, and awareness are as critical as raw athleticism, and the Steelers' coaching staff ensures that every player internalizes these responsibilities. The attention to detail in these seemingly small aspects often becomes the difference between a win and a loss in competitive matchups. Mental resilience is a recurring theme throughout camp. The intensity of practice, combined with the scrutiny of coaching, tests players' ability to process information quickly, remain composed under pressure, and respond to setbacks constructively. Johnson's journey exemplifies this. He faces moments of challenge, internalizes feedback, and works to translate theory into action on the field. Watching this transformation unfold is not only instructive but also inspirational, illustrating the intersection of talent, preparation, and mental fortitude. Aaron Rodgers' influence extends beyond physical execution. His approach to game preparation, film study, and situational awareness sets a benchmark for everyone around him. Younger players like Johnson and Gainwell observe how Rodgers processes information, anticipates defensive tendencies, and communicates with teammates. This exposure is invaluable, providing a living example of the cognitive and strategic aspects of quarterback play at the highest level. The mentorship implicit in this environment accelerates development and fosters a culture of accountability and professionalism. In essence, the second phase of camp is where preparation meets transformation. Individual growth aligns with team cohesion, tactical execution merges with instinctive play, and mental resilience reinforces physical capability. The Steelers' coaching staff orchestrates this development, balancing the immediate needs of practice performance with long-term readiness. Players internalize lessons, execute with intent, and gradually evolve into the roles they will occupy throughout the season. Every drill, every correction, and every success compounds into a holistic preparation that is both deliberate and adaptive, laying the groundwork for sustained competitiveness. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. With the defense under renewed scrutiny, the anticipation surrounding Samuel Jr.'s potential debut is palpable, and fans are beginning to envision scenarios where he patrols the field with an almost sheriff-like authority, shutting down rival receivers with both precision and intensity, a prospect that has generated a buzz rivaling any off-season acquisition in recent memory. The notion that ASANTE Samuel Jr. could assume the role of the Steelers' defensive sheriff has sparked a flurry of debate among commentators and former players who argue that Pittsburgh has been seeking a true cornerstone in the secondary for years. The speculation centers not just on his physical skills, which are widely admired, but also on his cerebral approach to reading the game, qualities that could harmonize perfectly with the team's traditionally aggressive linebacker core. Observers have noted that if Samuel Jr. truly steps into this leadership role, the Steelers' defense might shift its identity, moving from a reactive unit into a proactive one capable of dictating game tempo and controlling the field with calculated aggression. Rumors suggest that coaches are already envisioning defensive schemes that allow him to roam freely, leveraging his instincts to force turnovers, disrupt timing, and pressure quarterbacks into mistakes, essentially granting him the freedom to act as both a cornerback and a strategic defensive leader. Fans have begun conjuring images of Samuel Jr. patrolling the field like a vigilant lawman, instilling both fear in opponents and confidence in teammates. The idea of him as a defensive linchpin fuels the excitement, offering a tantalizing glimpse of what the upcoming season could hold if these whispers transform into reality, setting social media and fan forums abuzz with speculation and eager anticipation. Inside the locker room, speculation is growing that ASANTE Samuel Jr.'s potential leadership role could inspire an unprecedented cultural shift within the Steelers' defensive unit. Rumors indicate that coaches have been quietly restructuring positional responsibilities, possibly to accommodate Samuel Jr.'s anticipated style of play, which emphasizes anticipation, communication, and assertive coverage. Teammates are said to be intrigued by the idea of a cornerback who could act as an on-field general, directing coverage adjustments, calling audibles, and coordinating alignments in real time, something the Steelers have lacked in recent seasons. Analysts have begun comparing this potential scenario to other historic defensive leaders, suggesting that if Samuel Jr. performs to expectations, Pittsburgh might enjoy a resurgence reminiscent of the league's most formidable secondary units of the past. Meanwhile, discussions on sports talk shows speculate on how his integration could affect the overall balance of the defense, particularly in the pass rush, where his ball-hawking tendencies could synergize with blitz-heavy schemes. Fans and pundits alike are projecting that Samuel Jr. could redefine what it means to be a Steelers defender, merging skill, intelligence, and leadership into a package that excites both the imagination and expectations of the fan base. The buzz has escalated beyond casual conversation, prompting speculation about how opposing offenses will respond to the possibility of facing a cornerback whose presence alone could alter game planning and provoke strategic dilemmas. Beyond tactical considerations, the rumor mill surrounding ASANTE Samuel Jr. suggests that his potential impact may extend to the intangible aspects of the team's identity, potentially reshaping the Steelers' defensive swagger and confidence. Sources indicate that his energy and approach to preparation could inspire a new level of accountability and intensity throughout the secondary, creating a ripple effect across the entire defensive unit. Analysts speculate that opponents might feel the pressure before even stepping onto the field, aware that a cornerback of Samuel Jr.'s caliber and anticipated leadership presence could disrupt timing, force errors, and psychologically dominate receivers. Coaches are reportedly excited about the prospect of designing plays that allow Samuel Jr. to act almost autonomously, giving him freedom to patrol the backfield and make split-second decisions that could tip the balance of tight contests. This vision has fueled wild speculation among journalists, commentators, and fans who envision him embodying a lawman persona, patrolling the field, issuing metaphorical citations to rival quarterbacks, and enforcing the team's defensive philosophy with both authority and precision. The excitement has reached a fever pitch, with social media threads overflowing with hypothetical scenarios, from pick-six sequences to game-changing interceptions, highlighting how a single player, if the rumors hold true, could redefine expectations for an entire defense while captivating a fan base desperate for a defensive leader who exudes both skill and charisma. Even though nothing has been officially confirmed, the persistent rumors surrounding Asante Samuel Jr.'s arrival in Pittsburgh have taken on a life of their own, generating a whirlwind of anticipation and speculation that could overshadow any other off-season development. Pundits continue to weigh the possibilities, debating how his unique blend of athleticism, football intelligence, and leadership might transform the Steelers' secondary from a unit often considered vulnerable into one capable of dictating the outcome of games. Fantasy football enthusiasts, too, are tuning in, projecting the implications of a defensive back who could generate turnovers at critical moments, thus influencing matchups and statistics in ways rarely seen in recent Steelers history. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that coaching staff and front office strategists are quietly preparing for multiple scenarios, planning how best to harness Samuel Jr.'s skills while ensuring the rest of the defensive unit can thrive under his influence. Fans, meanwhile, are indulging in a mix of hope and speculation, imagining a season where the Steelers' defense is not merely reactive, but a commanding force led by a cornerback capable of changing the narrative of every game he touches. If these rumors prove accurate, Asante Samuel Jr. might not only be a new face on the roster, but a symbol of revitalization, signaling the dawn of a potentially historic defensive era in Pittsburgh, a transformation that could make the city's fanbase dream bigger than ever before. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.